There's nothing that people love more than mature Latina porn. So this trick, hopefully, it might distract you long enough between rounds so that you could forget about your sick, disgusting fetish. So this is one of those anytime, anywhere memes. You could do this trick with any sort of deck that's at your disposal. It doesn't even need to be a full deck of cards, but it's a hot trick here. So you have the participant mix and shuffle the cards if you want them touching your expensive cards. I rather not even go to that far. So you spread the cards, they touch one, they remember the card. In this case, it's the eight of spades. Eights of spades. So of course you don't know this because you're on codeine. So you don't remember anything apart from those hot rap lyrics that perpetuate the use of cough syrup. So you mix a card in a deck, you could cut it further. You know the deal. The card is somewhere lost and shuffled in the middle of the deck. So you ask him to cut off just a small portion of cards to your hand, and you go, that's a fantastic amount of cards. So you give this one a little bit of these, a little bit of this mixeroonie, and you say, you're gonna make all the choices here. So you're gonna eliminate cards in a very fair fashion. So we're just gonna separate the cards in this very fair fashion here. And I'd like you to tell me which pile you want me to eliminate here. So do you want me to eliminate the pile that's closest to you, or this one right here? Of course, they respond, and they could really choose any pile. Let's say they want to eliminate these. So these go off into the unknown, as they say. So then you repeat the process here, and you ask them, hey, which pile would you like to keep, sir? You'd like to keep this pile? Wow, you're really playing along here. We'll eliminate those. So we're left with 4 cards here. This actually works better with 3 cards, so we'll just take one out at random. And you ask the spectator to, if they have some sort of feeling towards one of these cards, if they have some sort of propensity, for lack of better word here, if they're drawn to one of these cards, just like they're drawn to the mature Latina pornography, and they might say yes, they might say no, but either way, you have them very fairly put their left hand on whichever card they want. Let's say they put their hand here. Then you say, hey, sir, put your right hand on another card. That's great. Do you want to change your mind? Of course they don't at this point, because they feel like this is a very fair process. So that you put this card away, then you tell them, sir, how about you lift up one hand, and then they lift up this hand in a sort of one of these memes. So then they're left with this card, and of course, if you haven't guessed it already, it's their card. It's their card. And at that point, if the mature Latina porn has been in the watch later list for a while, then you could expect some of that premature action. So that's the hot trick. It's a simple trick, but there's a lot to be talked about with this just principle here, because you could diverge this into many different ways if you are the creative type. So before anything, this is a Steve Beam bluff oracle idea from my understanding. I know John Bannon has done some work on this, but this is mostly that initial idea. It's called crediting cunts. Okay, you know who I'm talking to. So borrow deck, shuffle, they mix it, they shuffle it, they can do whatever it is they want to it, but ultimately you clean off the fluids and you have them pick off any card they want. In this case, they pick this one, 5 of spades. That's interesting. That card gets shuffled to the top of the deck here. I don't think we need a second camera meme here, but you know what? Just for the sake of production value, I'll just drop the second camera here just to make sure we're all good. So you get a break there, and you could cut this card right to the top of the deck, doing whatever control you want. If you want, you could do the new this control that I'm sure is going to be on some sort of magic streaming website sometime soon. So the cards on top, they cut off a small packet, and as long as this is less than half the cards, you could do this. You could do this with a whole deck if you want, but I suggest against that, because they might just tune away from you and turn to something more important than card tricks. So here, what you do is you're going to need to get this card to the bottom of this stack. So you could do that with an overhand shuffle by just taking one card to the bottom, and there you have their card in the bottom of the deck, ready to be fucked. So now you're going to do the outjog. You're going to outjog every other card, and you're going to pay close attention here to what the spectator wants you to do, because their card is over here. It's going to be the last card. Usually it's going to end up over here or over here. So the little bit of memory work that you have to do is kind of remember which pile it's in. So if it ends up here, remember that it's here. If it's over here, you might want to remember that it's there. So if you have some sort of memory retardant condition, I suggest you stay away from this trick as far as possible. So you ask them which pile do they want to eliminate. So depending on which pile they want to eliminate, you're going to either have to do a move or not. So if they want to eliminate this pile down here and you have the card up here, you're golden. All you got to do is take these out, put these on top of the deck, and you're ready to get your feet wet, as they say. So that's what happens in that case. If not, then you're going to have to do just a simple move of, here it is, you ready? You're putting a little bit of pressure over here so that these cards get pushed up, yet this card is just gliding in the back here. So if they pick this pile that they want to eliminate, you go, okay, then I'll tell you what, we'll just take these cards out. And there you go. So you've just essentially moved that card from its initial position. So one more time for the Central Americans that really have a hard time paying any sort of attention. So if they pick this pile that they want to eliminate and this card ends up over here, all you got to do is strip it out and drop it on top. However, if they pick this pile, you might be a little bit fucked, because you notice that card is their card. If they eliminate it, then the trick is ruined. So what you do is you're just going to grab from this back pile here. You're going to put your thumb. You're going to brace this and put pressure with your back hand here. So you could push all these cards forward and this card comes back. Let's do that from behind here. This is what's happening. This is what's happening. See that? This is what's happening as you strip those cards out and put them away. So some hot South American slow motion. Yeah, hit that for the production value. Hit the buttons. Hit the buttons. Just like, yeah. So that's the first one. Now you're gonna do this again until you're left with either 3 or 4 cards. So you're gonna be in this position again. Let's say they want to eliminate this top pile. You're set. You're hot, and you're gonna be left with 4 cards here. Now you could do any sort of equivoque here. Knowing that this is their card, you could do any sort of equivoque. Here's PigCake's lazy way of making them pick the card you want. Here's how it is. You ready? You say, you know what? We're gonna need 3 cards to make this easier. So we'll just get rid of this one. That one's not important. That's how you get down to 3 cards. You could take that. You could publish that if you want. That's just the PigCake equivoque technique. So now you're left with 3 cards here. Now here you could do the standard, put your left hand on one card and put your right hand on another card. And of course, if they happen to do it in this sort of way, you'd say, oh, that's great. That leaves us with this card over here. If they happen to put their left hand on this card, you go, okay, that's great. So we'll just eliminate these cards. If they happen to put their left hand on this card, you tell them, oh, how about you put your right hand on another card? If they put it on this card, then you go, okay, that's great. So we'll eliminate this one. How about you lift one of your hands up? If they lift this one, that ends up being the card that they picked. If they lift this one, you say, okay, we'll eliminate that one. So now you're left with this. You see how sneaky that is? That's a sneaky move. But if you want, you could even go a little bit more ballsy, as the kids say in the schoolyard these days. You tell them, hey, do you have any sort of are you attracted to any one of these cards? Is any one of these cards more attractive to you than the rest? And let's say they say this card. If they say this card, guess what? You're hot. You're getting some hot Vietnamese shiatsu hand jobs. If they say this card, you go, you think you have a special connection to this card. Well, you're wrong. You're wrong. And you just eliminate that card, and now you're down to 2. You see that? You see how easy that is? Same thing if they pick this one. If they pick this one, you could go, really? You have a feeling towards this card? That's not it. I mean, why argue? Why go for a more complicated method? Just have them, oh, do you have any sort of feeling towards any one of these cards? If they pick any other card other than this one, just say, you know what, we'll take this out. All right? How about you hand me one of those? If they hand you this one, you're ready. If they hand you this one, you go, great, and you drop that on the deck. There's not, you can't complicate your life here. That's what I'm getting at. This is one of those relaxed tricks that you could really just lay back and let it all happen for you. So you could practice your equivoke there, but really the star of this trick is that out jog hidden thing that you could definitely take to the movies and put in the popcorn. So that's a good trick. You guys practice it. You guys learn it, and you share this with all your friends, and they will spread the magic to the community as well. So do all the things that people do. I'm gonna go figure out different ways to look up adult films and not have my mom notice. You again, when I see 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 you again.